Hey guys, today I'm going to show you my finds of the day from the estate sale, Habitat, and Goodwill. So of course, these things right up here, of course, those came from the Goodwill. And then of course, the Lightkeeper Pro and the other items that you can see in there, those came from Habitat. And then of course, here's the stuff right here, which are the fuses. Those came from the estate sale. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll probably take a look at the Goodwill stuff first. So we'll start off with this first. This is a vintage Noma Color Bright Jewel Tone series, which is interesting. So this is a C7 light set, of course 25 light set, indoor outdoor rated, fully assembled, 25,000 hours for the bulbs. Lasts more than two times longer than I think regular bulbs, it would say at the bottom. Got this for $5, which is a pretty great deal for a vintage Noma C7 light set. So this is actually a clear light set. They also did make this in multicolor as well. Of course, there's that. Here's the information on the back. We do have some information there, as you can see, as well. So if you want to pause and read that, you can. So it talks about the construction of the C7 filament there for the C7 bulbs. And it also does show how to replace the fuse as well. It looks like it also does talk about the socket construction as well, which that's pretty cool. Let's see, do we have a date code on here? It does say Noma on here. Of course, the date code would be probably somewhere down here. I don't know if that's some type of date code right up here, but there's some information there. See if I can try and open this up a little bit so you can kind of see it. And that's actually what the set looks like. So it actually looks like it does take the older style of fuses, which that's actually pretty cool. It's got the old UL listed tag on there that you'd see on the vintage style miniature light sets, which that's kind of interesting. So that's good. It's got all of its original UL listed tags there. So let's see if we can carefully put this back in here without damaging the bulbs in there. So carefully slide that back in. I'll just close that up later. Next thing we'll take a look at is we have a vintage Noma window candle light. So this is of course this is a plug-in electric candle light. This was $2.52. So it's a 9-inch brass plated window chandelier for indoor use only. Of course, here's the information on this side. If you want to pause and read that, you can. I guess we'll see if we can take a look at this as well. Oh yeah, it does come with the original style bulb. Let's see, does it have any information on it? Yes, it does. Let's see. Looks like it says 7-watt, 120 volt. So it does come with the same bulb that is included in the picture, as you can see. And as you can see, there's the window chandelier. It also does have a very nice on and off switch on there as well, so that's nice. I also like the style of the wiring too. You can kind of see that it's kind of got like a gold wire style finish there. That's interesting. It's the gold style wire. So there's that. Put that back in there. So there's the Noma window chandelier. And then my last find from Goodwill, which this was from today. This was from today as well. So of course this would have been a Sylvania 100 watts green halogen bulb or incandescent bulb. Of course 120 volt indoor outdoor lighting. Of course holiday accent, commercial lighting, and landscape lighting. Do like the older style box though for these old Sylvania colored bulbs. Of course, this also would have been made in USA, which that's the best part because it is a good quality bulb. Got this for $4 at the Goodwill. Now the bulb that actually is in here, of course there's the information on this side. I don't know if I showed that, but yeah, there's that. But of course the bulb that is in here is a old GE, one of the older GE HIR Plus bulbs, which of course these are those really high quality bulbs. Of course, here's the etch on it. Of course, GE halogen, flood 25, 90 watt, 120 volt. And of course, I really like the design pattern of these older GE HIR Plus bulbs. I have not tested it to see if it works, but it looks like it probably does. So we'll have to test that out too and see if that works. So there's that. Put that back in the box there. So there's the finds from Goodwill. Now we'll take a look at the habitat finds. So we'll start out with this next. Here is a Lightkeeper Pro. I got this for $8 at the Restore, which this is a really great deal considering that these are 20 bucks online and 20 bucks at the store. So of course, it's good to have another one of these. Of course, this is the tool that fixes miniature Christmas light sets. Also comes with replacement bulbs. You get a green, a white, a blue, a white, and a red. So there's that. Very nice. And then of course here's the information on this side. If you want to pause and read this, you can. Of course, this is the tool that fixes incandescent light sets only. Of course, they also make an LED Lightkeeper Pro as well that fixes LED Christmas lights. But this is the one that fixes incandescent Christmas lights. So there's that. Now we'll take a look at some Restore finds, some other Restore finds that I got. Here is an older Dammer Lighting Par 36 halogen bulb. I got this for my low voltage lights. Of course, it's the Par 36 12 volt 35 watt flood. Of course, there's the lifespan on this as well. We'll go ahead and take a look at this. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. This is in the older Dammer packaging. So of course, we'll go ahead and take a look at the bulb. Of course, Dammer, Par 36, 35 watt, 12 volt flood. Of course, you got the regular Phillips type screw, Phillips screw head base on, or the Phillips screws for the contact base on here. And a very nice flood. So there's that. Yeah, this one's kind of got more of a clear style flood to it, so that's very interesting. I'm looking forward to turning this bulb on. So we'll go ahead and put this back in here, just like that. So there's that. Next up, we'll take a look at a CFL. Here is a Longstar compact fluorescent bulb. So I don't have any Longstar CFLs in my collection. So this is, I found 2 of these, so these are new to my collection as well. So of course, warm white. This is a 15 watt, puts out 950 lumens. Of course, there's the information there, 2700K, which is warm white. Here's the information on this side. If you want to pause and read that, you can. And then, of course, it says it is replacing a 60 watt incandescent bulb. I got this for $1. Guess we can pull this out too, if it's not too hard to get out. Oh yeah, as you can see, it looks like it is packaged in there really well. So I'll just kind of pull that out a bit, and so we'll put this back in here so it doesn't get broken. See here. There we go. There's a little look at that. Set that off to the side. Of course, we have another Longstar CFL. This is also warm white. This one's 14 watts, puts out 900 lumens. So this one's a little bit dimmer than the other one, but it is still a 60 watt equivalent spiral. So, of course, if you want to pause and read that, you can. I also got this one for $1 as well. So there's that. And then let's see, of course I found one of these ones as well. They had a couple of these ones there. I picked up one of these. This is a GE constant color 20 watt low voltage halogen bulb. So of course you can use this in track lighting and outdoor landscape lighting. So of course 3-year long life. So these, of course, these are the bulbs that are actually made in USA, which is the best part because these are good quality bulbs. So if you want to pause and read this side, you can. So this has been open box, but it looks like it is still brand new. And then let's see. I also got a pulse right. I think this is 20 watt. Yeah, this is 12 volt, 20 watt BAB. I also got this for $1 as well. Some information there. I guess we'll see if we can take a quick look at this as well. This is a open dichro halogen bulb, which that's really cool too. I really like these open dichro bulbs. And you can kind of see the etch a little bit there as well. Looks like it has a 36-degree beam pattern. So there's that. Go ahead and close that back up there. And then I found another one of these. I decided to pick up another one of these Sylvania halogen bulbs because these are interesting. I did pick up one of these last time I was here as well. This is another one of those Sylvania Par 20s that's 35 watt halogen, so that's really cool. So I'm glad to have another one of these as well. Of course, also made in USA, which is the best part because it is a good quality bulb. I got this for $1 as well. Now we'll take a look at some vintage fuses that I got in the estate sale. So start out with these next. Here we have some GE new old stock 30 amp plug fuse, plug-in for the plug fuses. Of course, screw-in base socket fuses there. So there's that. Of course, if you want to pause and read this, you can. These have a date code of 1987, so that's really cool. And of course, as a bonus, I'll also talk about the history too, because like the guy at the estate sale told me the history of the house as well. So we'll mention that in the end of the video. Of course, here's another one of the. Here's what one of the GE fuses look like. This is a used one, but here's what they look like. Got a very nice brass base, and as you can see, it also has 30 stamped on the base as well, if you can kind of see that, to tell you that it is a 30 amp fuse. So these actually are glass, which I like that. These are very interesting glass fuses. So I got 2 of these that are opened. Of course, they're both the same exact thing. And then we have a vintage Eagle non-tamp type S 30 amp fuse. This one's really old, as you can see. But yeah, very interesting old fuses. So very cool. And then of course we have some bus fuses, time delay, Edison base. Of course with the glass top. These are 15 amps, vintage 15 amp fuses. Here's some information. If you want to pause and read that, you can. So these are time delay fuses. So we got this one. This is a bus 15 amp fuse. So there's kind of an assortment in here. Here's another one. This one says Bustron 15 amp. That one's the same thing. Or actually, no, that one, I think this one's different. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. But yeah, there's that. And then of course, so yeah, that's all the vintage fuses that I got from the estate sale. So there's those. First we'll close that back up. But yeah, of course, the history of the house is the house was that I went to was built in the 1970s, and it recently actually had the old screw-in fuses. still in service. And then, of course, the electrical company recently updated it with of course, a electrical meter. So they a little bit of history about that house, which that was really cool that they actually still had the old fuses. And then, of course, the electrical company recently updated it for a new electrical box and a new meter. So yeah. So yeah, that was my finds of the day from the estate sale and Habitat and Goodwill. So yeah, there they are. So anyways, thanks for watching and have a great day.